Hi, Marley here, and welcome to the DIY Floral Design Studios, marleysflowers.ca, helping you to discover your flower power DIY with a professional eye. You can do it. I'm so happy and grateful that you're joining me today. For those who are new, hi. For those who are returning, hey. Please do not hesitate to give me a little thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, let me know what you're thinking, let me know what you want to see, and let's help build this beautiful community together, okay? Also, I will let you know that currently I do not have a website, nor will I be soliciting you for any funds or services. My blueprint consultations are currently closed until August. Any information you need to know about me will be in the description box below. With all the housekeeping out the way, let's get started. All right, so today we are looking at Flowercare. Yay! And of course, I have a book because that wouldn't be me if I didn't have a book for Flowercare. But this is Flowercare from a florist point of view, so it's not an A to Z book on, A for amaryllis and then telling you all about this, and then Z for zinnia or something like this. No, this is going to be a book about the most popular flowers that I have worked with in the industry. Okay, and I give you examples of the different families. For example, the rose family, carnations, orchid family, etc. This book also contains a recipe for dyeing your own roses. Okay, I've also done a little experiments on tulip so that you understand tulip care a little bit better. And of course, it's going to have full colored pages. I also give you some cautions about some flowers that are actually very toxic to people and to your pets. Okay, and I do highlight that in this book as well. Another thing that I've done is giving you the exact names of specific flowers. For example, when you're looking for a white rose, and if you're doing a flower shop or a wholesaler, you say, okay, I'd like to buy some white roses, please. However, white could mean cream, it could mean bicolor, it could mean so many different things. But if you said, I would like to buy an Aikido rose or Escamica rose, now you're talking, because these are solid white flowers and that's the name of the flower itself. Another flower or another color rose that is a little bit hard to match or to find sometimes is a purple rose. Now there are purple roses, however, there's a very strong distinction. So, for example, there's one called Cool Water. Okay, and that's definitely purple. However, there are some roses that are actually dark red, almost to the point of being black, that kind of mimic the purple. So they give off a nice deep dark purple. And the name of those ones are Black Baraka, Black Beauty, Black Magic. And again, having the name of the flower for the specific rose that you're looking for really helps. Okay, so I have mentioned that here in this book. Now, this particular book is available on Amazon. However, over my little 2-week hiatus, I decided to look through the book to see what was going on, making sure everything was good, blah, blah, blah. And when I checked the book, I noticed I had a spelling error, or so I thought. So, with seeing this particular spelling error, then I decided to look through the whole book. And then I realized, some of the information is actually a little bit outdated. So I updated the information because this was actually published in 2023. Fine. Go through the whole book, do everything, no problem. Look through the book and guess what? There was no spelling error. What I spelled was eucalyptus and I spelled it correctly the first time. So, with that being said, now this book is available on Amazon. However, it probably will not be available until next week. Okay, so I will keep you updated on availability of this book. Please check it out. It's a great resource, very handy, and I know you're gonna like it. All right. So with all that being said, let's get started. So today we're going to work with the most undervalued flower in the industry, and that's carnation. Let me tell you, carnations are excellent flowers. They are hardy. They last very long. They can take cold, so they're great for weddings that are done in the wintertime. They're great for weddings in the summertime. I mean, obviously, do not put them in direct sunlight or do not keep them in like, minus below weather, of course. However, they're very long lasting. Why are they so undervalued? Because they're not expensive. So if you're looking for a bang for your buck, carnations are the way to go. And carnations come in so many different colors. They have bicolors. They have the most richest colors in the industry. They're so beautifully shaded nowadays that you really can't go wrong with carnations. And one thing that I love about carnations is that when you put them together, like this, that, they give you a little, okay? Very, very nice. And they're so easy to work with, absolutely easy to work with. So to invest in carnations. Now, these particular carnations are what my definition of gorgeousness is. They are white, and I know for you they look pink, but they're actually lavender. The fringe color is lavender. Very, very beautiful. Love them. So these carnations we received last week. And as you can see, they're doing wonderfully. And when they came in, they were very tight. So they were very, very close. And this week they started to open, which is great. They're perfect for the video. However, there was an issue. I did not receive the carnations. I did not care for those carnations. So like other people, like yourselves, like most consumers, you're told that you take your flowers home, you cut the ends, and you put them in water, which is fine and it's true. However, there's one step missing, and that is taking off some of the leaves. Okay. So, as you can see, or maybe I'll show you here, this water is only a week old and it's very cloudy, murky, and gross. Why? Because of the bacteria growth on the leaves. So whenever you do have flowers, purchase flowers, please make sure and take off all the leaves, okay, that are going, like when you're putting your flowers in your vase, anything that's going to be in water level, please remove the leaves. Okay? So that's what we're going to be doing today. So we have our beautiful carnations. I've already removed some of the leaves because I was like, what did you do? It's okay. So to remove the leaves, they're very, very, very simple. And I always use my hand. You don't have to use scissors. And I always suggest using your hands with flowers and plants, etc. Because think about it. Would you like somebody coming up to you and just sticking knives and probing you with something? No. Hands are very gentle. These come up very easily. So use your hands, okay? So you're just going to peel it back. Just like that. Here. There you go. See? Very easy. Go. And I think we are done. There. Excellent. And another thing that I like to do is when I do receive flowers, because I know that, okay, these are strong and sturdy, which is fine. Some flowers are a little bit floppy, so you need something like this shape vase, where it's a bit wider, so they can just be like a fan shape. But these are sturdy and strong. So I would like to use something that is also sturdy and strong. Straight vase, right? So I put water in this, and I'm going to add a little flower food. Now, some people say you don't need flower food. Some people say you do. Hey, it's available, and it is, it is made for flowers. So I say, why not? And we do use flower food in our industry. We use them for our bulk flowers as well. So I do use flower food. Now, if you're the type of person who has time to be changing the water every 3 to 4 days, fine, don't use flower food. I don't have the time. Okay. So I put the flower food in and I change my flowers water once a week. Okay. And that's what I suggest you do too. Unless it's murky like that. But I wanted you to see that so that you have an understanding. Now, the thing with carnations, as you can see, the bottom or the stems here, they have a little ball, like, this thing. Okay. So when you're putting in a vase, it's fine to have it like this. It's not a problem. However, when you're working with carnations for an arrangement, whether you're doing a bridal bouquet or a simple arrangement where you're sitting them in foam or in the frog, you probably want to cut them where it's straight. So you just want to cut above it or below it, depending on what you're using, about this little bulb shaped here thingy. Okay. And I say it like that because I know you can see it. And I know that when you get your flowers, you're not going to say, oh, Marty said it's called the blah, blah, blah. No, we're just going to call it little ball shaped thingy. There you go. Making it simple. All right. So I'm okay just because this is just going in a straight vase. So I made sure and cut the ends off. And we're going to be able to put it in our fresh water. And we'll add a bit of flower food. How much flower food to add? I would say half a teaspoon. And the flower food should last you for a while. Don't put the whole packet in, please. You don't need to. Okay. All right. So we're just going to continue to add our carnations to our vase. And I'm just making sure, just double checking that my leaves are not going into the water because, as I said, that causes bacteria. And there we go. And I did them, different shade, different sizes, because I like that. And then you can shape them any way you want, or you can just leave them alone. Actually, I'm going to cut this one down a little bit and see. You can cut it on an angle. I just cut it on an angle because that's how I was trained. Some people argue that, that's the best way to do it. As long as you cut it, that's the point. The whole point is cutting it, right? So that it can suck up some of the water. And that's it. So that is all for carnations for today. I hope you had fun. I hope you get yourself some carnations because they're inexpensive and they're beautiful. And I thank you for joining me today. And next week, I will see you again. And we will tackle another adventure in Flowercare. All right. Well, you have an absolutely wonderful day. From Marley's Flowers.ca. Ciao.